kind of makes me cringe.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad.
All right. Let's go. Welcome to Fun Fresh Footy with Pete and Ash. G'day, welcome back to Fun Fresh Footy, the podcast with terrible tips and great yarns. Me and Petey have decided to go opposite ends of the daytime. So we recorded in the AM last week.
Yes.
Now it's later in the PM. So again, the pep may not be in the step. We've been lacking a lot of pep.
I have pep probably for like an hour and a half between 10 and 11:30 in the day, and I normally fizzle out from there.
Yeah, there's a lot fizzled for me, which is why we want to thank our sponsors, Dr. V, Natural Energy Drinks, for once again sponsoring Fun Fresh Footy. We really appreciate it. You head over to their website, drv.com.au, or you can jump on their Instagram at dr.v.energy. You can check out all their products. I'm actually drinking a Brainstorm at the moment. If you can see us on YouTube, which you should all be subscribed to, please. It's hopefully going to perk me up and get a little bit of pep in my step. There are 4 drinks: Brainstorm, Karma, Bender, Siberian Rush. So if you go onto their website, you actually get a little discount if you use the word triple F. Actually, sorry, rephrase that. If you just type in FFF, don't write triple F.
Yeah.
Put FFF when you when you buy a case, and you get 25% off. You can thank us later. Peter, where are we? Wednesday, 23rd March.
Yes.
I can't believe someone was talking about something in April, and they're like, "That's pretty much like next week." I'm like, "Oh my god, we're already up to round 3 in rugby league."
Yeah, things are just moving and moving and moving.
Everything's moving, and like we don't have enough pep to keep up with the moves.
Yeah, I feel like the world's moving quicker than I am at the minute.
Yeah, I'm feeling slow.
Not just today, just like in general. I'm like, everything keeps happening. I'm like,
slow the fuck down, please. How's your week been? I haven't seen you
since last potty, probably.
Yeah, so about a week. Yeah. It's unusual for us. So what have you been up to, mate?
As I said last week, I went to Maxwell for the weekend. Pernell and I went home, which was really nice. We just pretty much watched the footy when we could. Went to the pub, had a few punts.
Did you go to, what is the pub that we
went to? Yeah, went to Bonzes.
Love Bonzes.
It was good. It was a good time, actually. It was a bit dusty the next day. Played a few board games. Went and saw my auntie and uncle.
Just good family R&R time.
Yeah, but like still ended up so tired from it. So it's like I feel like since working all the time, which is I know people will just be like shut up, but also you can't do anything on your weekend. Like you can't get on the piss on your weekend, or you feel shit the whole week.
Is that my knee touching you? Is that you?
That is my knee.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know this.
Like you just feel terrible the whole week if you get on the piss.
Can I say one thing?
Like tiredness.
I completely agree. Reginald just flew past. Reginald's the house rat.
Frankie's in the backyard chasing the resident rat.
I found that when I was a 9-to-5er, I was exactly the same. Like, you're just exhausted, like, all week. Actually, let me rephrase. I mean, I still have no pep with my new job. But the only good thing about my job is I do 4 on, 4 off. So a lot of the time I can get shit done during the week that you normally can't do with that, like, 9-to-5 swing.
Yeah, 4 days is, like, as much as you're... You know, it is warranted because you have such long shifts to make up for that. But, like, 4 days in a row is, like, really golden. Because even if you do get pissed on the first day, you've got 3 days of, like, sort of recovering and getting your stuff done.
I'll give you the red hot tip, and I'll let all the listeners know. I don't know what it is about me knocking off my last night shift. I usually get about 3 or 4 hours sleep before I start my day. And I'll be completely honest. I need about 50 brainstorms from Dr. V to get me through. But there's just something about that first day off energy where I'm like, all right, I'm ready to, let's get silly.
Rip into the beers.
Which is exactly what I did. I felt like my whole break, I just got completely like I ripped and teared. I really, really sent it all week. When did I finish? I finished a Friday night, ripped and teared watching the footy. Saturday, I was extremely, extremely hung. Like, I have the most disgusting yarn to tell, but it's not disgusting. It's just kind of a little bit shameful, but feeling super sore and sorry for myself, and decided to order Uber Eats or Macca's on Uber Eats, and because I'm so like scat and I'm just like, what do I want? I ordered like a family meal box where it comes with 4 meals, 4 burgers, 4 chips,
nuggets and stuff.
4 drinks. Oh, well, and then it didn't come with nuggets, so I thought I might as well get some nuggets too. I sat there and ate the whole fucking thing like the pig that I was. I didn't do it in one sitting. I did have to pick at it over the day, and mind you, my house pet, best friend Ocean, my French bulldog roommate, she also ate about 6 of the 10 nuggets, so she kind of helped me out. But that was like disgusting. And after hearing a yarn from one of our favourite podcasts, Tom from Hello Sport fame, ate like 19 cheeseburgers for some challenge that he had to do, and was talking about how backed up he was. And let me tell you, when I heard him say that, I was like, oh my God, I haven't been to the bathroom in a few days.
Oh my God.
So anyway, we're working through that. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I am getting there.
That'd kill ya.
I was like trying to look at my notes to what else have I done. Oh, that's right. I got fucked up on Sunday. I got fucked up on Sunday too. Actually, no, I got a late invite.
Late invite.
Well, no, sorry. Brooke asked me to go to the footy with her last week, and I was like, stuff that. I'm not going to watch the Tigers play the Knights. Doesn't worry me. But then another good friend, Annabelle, was like, do you want to go to the Knights game? And I'm like, actually, you know what? I will. And I had a splendid day out with her.
Was Brooke cut that you would refuse to go with her and then was said yes to
I don't think so, because she went with her old man. Shout out to Scott. He also told me that he'd stopped listening to the podcast because we bashed the Tigers too much. And I told him where to go. But I was meant to send it to you, but I did actually get a sorry message from him the next day, and that everything that we do say on here is true and correct. So that goes for all our Tigers listeners out there. We are
nice
right.
Nice to him on the first week.
Yeah, they played all right, but they didn't on Sunday.
No.
I'll give you the red hot tip. But no, Annabelle and I, we went and watched the women's game, which was fantastic. We went to the Sunnyside before, where they sell $6 schooners of Steel City before, during and after, like pretty much any Knights game. So hooked into them.
Is that why you left the game at halftime?
Well, I hooked into several of them at lunch at the pub. Then we got to the footy. There was like a Steel City caravan there, so I was drinking tins there. Went and met up with Brooke. Didn't like where she was sitting, but it was like at the front of the stadium, and Brooke was like at the newsstand, like literally up in the nosebleed section.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this. I was like, let's go for a walk. We bumped into a couple of other people that we knew, and so I just kept frequenting the Steel City thing. We did leave at halftime because I was like, this is boring and I want to go and drink $6 beers. Anyway, I went to the Cambridge for the first time, I reckon, in 18 months.
Yeah, I haven't been to the Cambo in a long, long time. I did get a call from you from the dance floor at the Cambridge, which was hilarious. It was good to hear from you. But it was cracking me up because you told me this long story, because it was actually quite important story you wanted to tell me.
You needed to know.
I needed to know. Anyway, by the time, it was quite a long, lengthy phone call in the end.
What time did I ring? And I apologise.
No, I have no idea, but it was fine. Anyways, in this sort of 20 minutes or whatever it was, I definitely heard the gist of the story. I think I'd gotten it, and it was told to me in a few different ways. I was like, yep, I think I get it. Anyway, a Secchi came out. I don't know if you remember this. A Secchi came out and was like, can you move to the back dance floor? We're closing the front dance floor, because that must have been where you were. And then you were like, I just need to finish my phone call. And you're like, I'm not going to be able to hear her out there. And he was like, and then you're like, well, if I go outside, can I, come back in? And they're like, yeah, no worries. And I was thinking at this age, I'm like, Surely you would have just gone to the back dance where I think you've told me all you needed to say.
I probably repeated myself.
Anyway, yeah, I heard the story again from outside, which is good.
Look, I can tell a story. And when I've had fucking 48 still cinnies, it may be a little bit, I go on tangents. But anyway, I'm glad you got the gist of that because that was a fucking important yarn that I needed to get out. Look, other than that, I'm mid-work bend. About an hour ago, I was literally like covered in like soot and whatnot. So I've tried to freshen myself up for you and our listeners and our viewers. But other than that, I've been a bit of a sloppy old mess. Done a couple of home workouts because I haven't been able to get to the gym. So, soz.
Do you just have gear at home or you just sort of...
Yeah, Shelby's actually got like, not like a bad little setup, but I'm going tomorrow. Like I have to fucking go.
Yeah.
They even sent me an email being like, we miss you. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Coming on a bit clingy. No, I miss the gym and I need to sort my life out. Yeah. Was there anything else pressing in your week?
No, I think there's like, this weekend I'm having a quiet one.
Yeah, same. We agreed on that.
Yeah. I was already sort of, Penel's got a trial game. I'll probably go watch that Saturday.
What time's that?
Probably midday-ish out at Beaches. And then, yeah, our friend Casey's birthday's on Sunday, but I'll see I work Monday. So I'll go have a couple of beers with her and then they'll probably frequent the wharfs and Cambos of the Newcastle.
I'll give you the red hot tip. I'm too old for that scene.
Yeah, since last Sunday, you're too old.
I've aged 50 years since last Sunday. There's no way I'm going anywhere near that place again. Unless it is like a Jams backup. Like if I'm backing up from Jams, rolling into a Cambridge with yourself, that's great. Actually, I just wanted to mention one thing, and this is more a tip for our listeners or a helpful hint. I know we bang on about fuel prices and whatnot each and every week. I know it's probably boring everyone to death.
There'd be more podcasts where we mention it than there isn't.
But I just want to let everyone know that the Shell at Tomago, like on Tomago Road, is up and running. E10, $1.92.
That's nice.
That is the cheapest I've seen it anywhere.
That is good. I did fill up for $1.93 this morning, so only a cent less. But
where's that at?
I mean, cent more. The Metro Charlestown.
See, that's a sneaky one that I forget about.
Yeah, it's like on the way to Charlestown, so I just go there on the way to the coast.
Because the Metro at Sandgate, I think it was $1.95 when I drove past. But anyway, do we want to spend the next 20 minutes talking petrol, or should we get into...
Better bring up some notable mentions.
All right. Notable mentions, where we go around and figure out what's been happening in the world. Do you want to kick off?
Yeah, look, I again sort of wasn't thinking about these, but I did have one ginormous one that broke today, and that was Ashbardi retiring from tennis.
Yeah,
which is just, you know what, like, good on her. Like, who, if she's happy, if that's what she wants to do,
she's
like,
20 fucking
I want her to do whatever she wants to do because I think she's a legend.
I'm so glad that you mentioned that because I'd forgotten to write it, and I was like, we need to bring this up.
Yeah,
she's the goat of she's queen.
She's the goat of Aussie chicks.
She's the goat of Aussie chicks.
She is. She's better than all the other Aussie chicks that exist.
I'm sorry to the previous goat of Aussie chicks, but your crown has just been replaced.
But, like, you know what? She would be loaded. She's got huge amounts of money because, one, she's just won heaps of things. And also, she seems like such a good chick that she has, like, heaps of sponsors just from being, like...
She'll be set forever.
She's super marketable. But Dad and I were having a bit of a yarn on the way home from work this afternoon and was saying, do you reckon...
Oh, my God, I think I was about to ask you the same question.
She's going to, like, venture back into cricket?
Cricket or AFL or something. Sportsbet had a little meme thing up before and it was like, cricket or the Big Bash was like the obvious one, or then going and playing AFLW, potentially NRLW.
I did see Roasty put a thing up with her in a
lawn bowls,
a jersey. No, she was in like a Broncos jersey.
Imagine if she came and played league. That would be fucking
She's probably
mad.
like, yeah. I feel like if you're not been doing like contact up until now would be a little bit harder to get into,
true.
and not playing like touch or something. But she's already a goat at cricket.
Yeah, I was going to say, and her hand-eye coordination is probably more
suited to the cricket.
Yeah,
I agree. And I also, like, there's no offense to anyone that plays cricket because we love cricket. I love cricket. But, like, the training that Bardi would have been doing for tennis would have been fucked up compared to what she would have to do for cricket. Like, the training would still be very hard.
Yeah, at a professional level, not Merriweather.
At a professional level. But, like, the training would still be really hard. But I just think that, like, that personal sport, like, to win how much she's won, her training for tennis would be, like, outrageous.
But then imagine going from, like, such an individual sport that is tennis to then going and playing it, if she did go to the Big Bash or whatever, like playing in a team environment.
It's so much
well,
more
I
fun.
hope that she would, because we love it.
Yeah, she's the goat Aussie chick. She definitely would.
The goat Aussie chick would love being around other goats. Obviously not of her stature, but she could maybe get them to where they need to be.
Honestly, I reckon she would love it. Team sports is where it's at.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not where the money's at, but it's where it's at.
Congratulations on a very successful career, Ashbardi. You must be a legend because we share the same name, which I think's special. But yeah, all the best with your future endeavours, and I have nothing else to say.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. I sort of like looked over and I was like, oh, at yours? And I was like, oh, yes, a few of those mine. I don't think the only one that wasn't there that I did see was, obviously there's all the drama with everyone, with the cheese ripping off Latrell.
That was hilarious.
To the crowd. And then the media like going off being like, yeah, they hate each other, blah, 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 going off. And then Trell and Cheese just like front footing it in the Instagram comments being like, no, he like...
So for people that don't know, when Latrell got his 2-point field goal, his like 50-metre
field goal,
he pretty much did like it's a wrestler of some sort. He's like, can you hear me? Or like throws his hands up. Anyway, obviously they lost the game because Pappy iced it with his field goal, which was also very fucking Iceman. And it cuts to Cheese in the crowd with the boys, and he obviously didn't play, and he's kind of doing a goofy face, sort of mimicking what Latrell had done. And I just think because, like, they've got nothing else to talk about.
Yeah, but that's the other thing too, like, I don't know, I feel like there would be that mutual respect there where they're both such gun players where it's like you're not getting offended, like it's just a joke, whereas like if it's just some like fuckwit doing it to you down the street or something that's never achieved something, you just look at them like, you didn't, like what are you even
But it's I heard on another podcast and they made a very similar comment when was it Sami who scored over the top of Clint Gutherson and did his Gutherino dance? Like, why wasn't that reported on as much as... Like, why wasn't that made a big deal?
Trell gets a lot of heat for everything.
And I think that was it. He did, like, first game back, he still, like, had a massive impact on the game. And obviously a 50-metre field goal is nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they're just kind of like, oh, well, let's just bash him because it's Latrell. But we've mentioned many a times on this show that we love Latrell, so... And we love the cheese, so I think it's a bit funny.
Yeah, that was a bit of a laugh.
It was a giggle. Was that yours?
Yeah.
That's right. I got a couple here. Basically, I wanted to congratulate in the NRLW, so the Queensland derby that happened over the weekend, Titans v Broncos. So the Titans beat the Broncos for the first time in their history of playing. So what was the score? Did I write it down? 28-6. 28-26.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was actually a really, really tight game. And it was just, look, it sucks that the Broncos lost, but it's just good that this new club's come in. And
I reckon it's good for the comp.
Oh, 100%. We don't want to just see this, like, enormous powerhouse just winning each and every year.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. We want to see all these other young guns, these other goat women, Aussie goat women, come through and rip and tear. We love to see it.
And you don't want to think too, like now the Broncos are like, well, we need to get better.
Fuck, we can be beaten.
We've been relying on the fact that we're just like, better than other teams. We've been playing together longer. We've got some really gun players, yada, yada, yada. But now it's like, oh no, we got beat by the Titans, who's a fresh club.
Exactly.
We need to work. And now that's going to lift everyone.
Yeah, so the NRLW started 2019 and they were, undefeated. So the undefeated champs. And, yes, it came down to 2 points. It was a grind. However, I don't think I've got written down somewhere who scored the match winner or whatever the match winner was. But I was on the edge of my seat watching this because I was like, holy fuck. Because we both tipped the Broncos.
Yeah. Well, when was it? What day was this? This
Would have
game?
been this Saturday.
Yes. I was over visiting my auntie and uncle, and my sister had messaged me and was like, oh my God, are you guys watching this game? And I was like, oh no, I'm over visiting my auntie and uncle. Anyway, and she said from the first half, she was like, Titans have gotten some very harsh calls against them. Like she said, everything's not going their way.
Yeah.
So I was like, geez, like, to get a bunch of tough calls and then still come out and beat the Broncos is pretty good.
Because just going off, I'm just having a look at the scores. It was pretty much like, Titans were dominant at the start, Broncos come back, Broncos dominant, but both kickers only got 3 from 5, and it was just a lucky penalty goal at the end by Clark that sort of got him over. And yeah, like we said, we love to see it, and it's kind of the same. Like, I know it's only round 3 with the NRL, but it's kind of nice that it's not just like all the powerhouses.
Yeah.
Like, all the games have still been like
close.
close or exciting. There's no absolute fucking blowouts and stuff like that. And again, it's early days.
It's good to see,
But we like that. Another odd one that I came across my desk was, Blake Ferguson of getting caught with cocaine in Japan and spending a month in jail. He's back in Australia, and his manager is now seeking if there's any interest from other potential NRL clubs to take him back.
Maybe we should see if he could come on the podcast. That'd be such an interesting yarn, hearing about Japanese jail.
What's his name? If Fergo's manager listens to this, or if anyone's in the cliques with the Fergos, give him our number. Send him to the podcast, because we'd love to have a yarn. That'd be very interesting.
It would be a very interesting yarn.
What do you think, though, are his chances?
Look, honestly, I don't think he will, but like I can also see, like, I don't know why not. He is still a very good winger. Like, I know he's had this drama now, and I know he like left, but he is still so athletic, and he's still really talented. He has that ability to just like break open games. So look, for a struggling team, I think he is still a good option. You know what? Like, Ockenbaugh has had a good start to the season from the Dogs-ish compared to how he was. But I have, like, this whole time been like, Ockenbaugh is a second grader playing in first grade. And so if someone like Ferguson...
I have a very different opinion.
Someone like Ferguson over Ockenbaugh would make a massive difference for the Dogs.
Bloody oath. And we love the Dogs.
Yeah, we do.
I don't know. I just think it'd be very interesting if he got let back, just with all the dramas. He has had several dramas over his whole career. But in saying that, it leads to my next point, which we don't really need to touch on because he actually has been named in the team for this week. But George Burgess has some sexual assault claim put in. He's under investigation for touching a woman without her consent. However, we don't really know too much information. I just saw it pop up, but he has still been named this week. So potentially more to come.
Well, look, hopefully it's not true, and if it has, hopefully
that's disgusting.
Punished accordingly.
We don't agree with that. Jermaine Asako has had an immediate release from the Broncos to the Titans.
Wild, hey?
Which is wild. So he'll go straight to the Titans for the remainder of this season, and then off to the Dolphins for 2023.
Did you see... Which is good. I think Asako is actually such a good player.
Fucking oath, he's such
Did you see NRL Roast had posted either the day before or like a couple of hours before a picture of Asako with a drawn on, I think, para jersey, and he was like, "Oh, mail in today apparently Jermaine Asako is going to para."
I did see that.
And then it's the next day he's like, "Sorry, got it wrong, boy."
Wrong jersey. But yeah, so that's big news for the Titans because I don't know what it is about Broncos just letting go of people.
Yeah, Jermaine Asako's good.
Unless it's like a salary cap thing.
It might be. And I mean, they do still have good players in those positions because he was sort of fullback, Tessie News still doing a pretty good job. centres, they've still got like Cobbo, Farmworth, like yada yada. So they do have good, and like Stag. So they've got good players.
And to be honest, the Broncos have gotten off to a pretty all right start.
Yeah.
So we can't really, I don't know, we can't really investigate any more on that. It'll just be interesting to see how he goes at the Titans, and all the best. The last bit I've got for the notable mentions is just sort of the outs, or the big outs for the week. Harry Grant out for the Storm because he has caught the spicy cough. So he's out with COVID. Big blows for the Storm because he has been fucking ripping and tearing.
He was so good for them.
Speaking of Harry Grant, I was drunk on one of my rip and tears over the weekend and bought myself a packet of NRL cards.
Yeah, I did see
at
that.
the servo. I did like a little unboxing for you. Harry Grant was one, and he's sitting on the mantelpiece at home now.
Yeah.
Brian To'o out for 6 to 8 weeks with an MCL tear.
Sad to see him go.
Sucks for them, but like that motherfucker does run pretty hard. So
Yeah.
who else we got? Andrew McCulloch for the Dragons dislocated his elbow. Didn't write how long he's been out for, but I dare say he'll miss a couple of weeks. James Fisher-Harris from the Panthers has a shoulder injury.
Sure, he will be getting some images done on it.
Muscular damage will be monitored. I have no idea whether he's been named or not. We can double check that. 3 ACLs now for the year. So Cowboys forward Mitch Dunn and Knights forward Lachlan Fitzgibbon. They were suspected ACLs. Josh Hodgson from the Raiders has been confirmed. So that is massive blows because obviously there's season-ending injuries.
Yep.
Seeing lots of them.
Yeah, I mean, at least the Raiders do have Starling in there now that can take over Hodgson. But I still think Hodgson was playing really well, so I would have had.
I would have picked him over Starling. But Starling can still rip.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry to all our injury people. That's not good. Onto the NRLW. Oh wait, did you have some?
No.
Onto the NRLW. Obviously, we had the Titans defeating the Broncos 28-26. We won't really touch on that because we just went over that. Our Chookies got their second win of the season, defeating the Eels 19-18. Our local girl, Bridie Parker, went over. She got a really good ball, obviously kick ball. They're either their winger or their fullback. Let it bounce straight into Bridie Parker's arms. Boom, straight under the dot.
Love to see that.
So we love to see that. And then Tamara to secure the Chooks win with a field goal. So we only had one field goal for the women's. That was a penalty goal for the first game. Now the Knights versus the Dragons. Dragons defeated the Knights 40-4.
It's a big one.
I was there for this game, and can I say something? The Dragons were fucking good.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I don't want to knock the Knights because we love the Knights. We love Bobby. Love Kira Dibb. Met her at the Cambridge. But, oh my God. So they were just so slick the way they moved the ball. Me and Annabelle were just like, oh my God, like look how much they are just moving the ball.
Yep.
It was constant. Left to right, left to right. We had Emma Tonegado.
So she's a former Aussie Sevens player.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I was going to say, I recognise that name.
Yeah. So she used to rip and tear for the Aussie Sevens, and now she's playing for the Dragons. She is so good.
I have an Aussie Sevens jersey at home that's signed by them all, and that's why I recognise her name. I think she signed my jersey.
Yeah, she's a weapon.
Herself, Tegan Berry, Madison Bartlett, and our Weap of the Week, Jamie Chapman, all scored doubles, which was fucking red hot. We love to see that. Kicker Holly Wheeler was a little bit unlucky, only landing 1 from 9, but
still, I mean, it didn't change the score.
It didn't
change the result.
Look, to be honest, it probably would have made it more miserable for Newcastle in that case.
Yeah.
But just watching that game, I thought, bloody hell, like Dragons are probably ones to watch as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So congratulations, girls, and we'll talk about you in a minute. All right, moving on, round 2 of the NRL. So we'll whip through these because it's late and we'll try and remember what we can. So Thursday night, Melbourne defeated South 15-14. obviously we talked about Trell getting the 2-point field goal to level it up.
Yeah, I feel like that was the most notable things. Trell's field goal, after missing 3 conversions.
Yeah.
They were tricky ones though, but then icing this like ginormous field goal.
It was just like, what the
And then Pappy's field goal where he just gets it.
kind of does a skip.
Someone like charges at him and he just steps him silly,
Yes.
jumps back on the inside and does like a little one with like, looks like
It looked like no effort at all.
No effort, but also no space to work in. He just looks like he's like, he's really close. He's like, bang, popped it over.
Yeah, so he's so good.
Look, I was glad to see because I did tip Storm and I did not want to get another tip wrong.
Yeah, we'll get to the tips because I'm still fucking coming about second last in that. St George versus Penrith. So Penrith defeated the Dragons 20-16. To be honest, I can't really remember anything that happened in this game.
No, Friday. No, I was driving to Maxville, so I literally didn't even watch any of this game.
Kick out was his 100th. Sorry, notable mention. It was Kick Out's 100th game, and he scored a double.
Oh, good on him.
So that's probably something worth noting. I think apparently there was a couple of like dodgy calls made in that game, but probably them ones. The sin bins, Jaden Sewer and Zach Lomax obviously being sin binned. My apologies.
Actually, you know what? The only thing that I remember from that game is we were coming into Maxville and I was like, oh, I should turn on the footy. And it was probably like the last little bit of the footy. And we turned on the radio and the first thing that the commentator says goes, oh, Jaden Sewer, that is just amateur hour. And I was like, oh,
I bet you that was at about the 27th minute.
I was like, oh, poor Jaden Sewer's not having a good game then.
Jaden Sewer's in the bin. No, but I think we both got that one right, which is nice. Friday night, match of the round, I think, if you ask me.
Bloody oath.
Cock-a-doodle-oo. The Chooks defeated the Manly Sea Eagles 26-12. I was pretty pissy by this stage, but I specifically remember us ripping and a tearing.
Yeah.
I love the fact that we're still shutting down Tommy.
Yeah.
Even Saab. The battle between Saab and Tupou.
Tupou just looked like his father. Honestly.
That is the funniest thing you've ever said.
And it was also funny too because I was like messaging you at the start being like, why is Watson starting on the bench? Why have we got Hutchinson starting at 9? And then obviously here in the second minute, he goes over and scores a try after backing up. I can't remember who made the break, but he backed him up.
It was Sammy Walker pretty much put him through.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, it's fine. He's starting.
So some people on this podcast have a love-hate relationship with Drew Hutchinson. But you know what? When he's scoring meat pies under the dot, I have absolutely zero complaints.
I agree.
At all. To be honest, I thought he played really well. And then by the time that Watson came on, Watson fucking ripped. It was so good to see him play. He just moves the ball around so quick. Another notable mention, Teddy's slick, quick hands. That was the try. I think it came, I can't remember who it came from, but it was either Walker or Keary. Flicked out. Teddy's basically just glided it through his hands straight to Tupou. That was fantastic. Our boy Nat Butcher went over for a double. Even Satili's try, that was fantastic.
It was all just it
was almost too easy.
It was so slick.
It was almost too easy for him. I don't really care about who scored for the Sea Eagles. I just remember when Cherry Evans got his try, it obviously got called back because the ref wanted to make sure it was off a kick and they wanted to make sure that he was onside. And I don't know, just as he's planted it, I don't know, he's got an extra long neck?
Yeah.
It looked like his neck scored the try, basically. So, we don't care. We won. On to Saturday, we had the Titans defeating the Warriors. Now, you had the Titans, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was my upset game. This was very close.
It was.
This was me midst my family meal deal from McDonald's.
Yeah, look, I had just gotten to the pub and I was really getting into my yarning. So I and I was actually, I'll be honest, most of my attention was on the ponies. So
oh, well, that happened.
My attention sort of did drift back to the footy later in the night. But, for this game, Or actually, I do remember a little bit. Marge had a great game.
Yeah, double. I tell you what.
And Firma. He had a few massive runs.
Look, Rhys Walsh, I think he's still got like a lot of, personally, I think he's got a lot of growing and stuff to do, but he's still actually fucking pretty good.
Yeah, he's
for
very
such
good.
a kid, like
Yep.
for a young man, I should say, a young hot man. But yeah, that was very close, and I was a little bit on the edge of my seat with that. Maybe I did tip the Titans. I can't remember.
I not sure how I feel about Toby Sexton.
Why is that?
Just wasn't sure I loved him. He's all right,
Yeah.
but I wasn't like in love.
Well, look, it's not love at first sight, but we can.
Maybe he can still win me over.
Maybe next week we might have been on the first date and we're going to second base. I don't know. We'll report back on Toby. Someone write that down. All right, this was a bit of an upset, this one. Cronulla defeating the Parramatta Eels 18-16. I think just the new halves pairing of Moylan and hot boy Nico Hines, they really click.
Yeah.
I reckon they had a brainstorm before they fucking played because they ripped.
Yeah, we were saying, like, and we said it at last year, we said at the start of this year, we were like, Sharks are going to be our new second favourite because we love Fitzgibbon, we love a lot of the players that have gone there, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
And I didn't take him in this game just because I was like, Eels actually have been playing pretty good. Sharks were sort of finding their feet.
Exactly.
But look, I think Sharks are here and ready to play now.
Sometimes we're wrong. I know.
Yeah, you know what? It just made me wish I took the Sharks, but I was still like, I was happy for them.
But
to
this
have
is
a
where
win.
we become accountable and we just say, look, we owned our mistakes. We thought Parramatta were going to be the better team.
Yeah,
We were wrong.
yeah.
And we'll be better.
And considering, even though it was a close game, like a lot of it is from penalty goals from Eels. You know what I mean? Like
They fucking love
Sharks
kicking for goals.
Yeah, well, that's how they like won last week.
And look, we'll be honest, if hot boy Nico Hines could just maybe take an extra half an hour at kicking practice, maybe we'd be better with the conversions.
Yeah,
1 from
they
4.
scored literally double the amount of tries.
Look, 1 from 4, it's not technically a pass in my book.
It's not a pass in most books.
Yeah, there you go. All books are saying that's a fail. But look, it's all right. Still our second favourite team, and we're willing
You're still
to forgive.
hot as.
And you're still hot. Should we move on?
Yes.
All right. Next game, we had the Cowboys versus, oh my God, another fucking upset one.
I was way too pissed by this point.
I don't know if I watched this. I can't remember. Cowboys versus the Raiders. I think I did.
I have no idea what happened here, but like wild
I
that
definitely
they
went to
won
bed.
by this much. I have nothing to say because I didn't really watch it. I was punting on ponies and I was sinking schooners.
No, all I'll say is I'd gone to bed. Had all intentions of like rewatching the highlights, but I forgot. I just know it's just been a huge upset because we did not expect a huge score like this at all, especially from the Cowboys, who were basically being told that they're predicted wooden spooners.
So, and like, who did Raiders beat last week that was like wild?
Someone.
Someone somewhat
Was it
important.
the Sharks?
Yeah, Raiders beat Sharks in round 1.
And that's why we got all fucked up with the whole Hot Boys situation this week.
And now the Cowboys have come out of it. I just can't. Like, I tipped the Cowboys the week before. You know what? It's hard to pick.
It's hard to pick, but I will say Chad Townsend, I've heard, had a pretty good game, so
Yeah.
we love that. Don't really have any more to say on that because
No.
we don't care about them teams. Sunday afternoon, this is where I indulged at McDonald Jones Stadium watching the Knights defeat the West Tigers 26-4. To all our Tigers listeners, I still think you're losers, so my apologies. The try that Frizzell scored, where he kind of like caught in goal, bounce, boom, in, that was hot.
Everyone said that. Again, I was driving back from Maxwell during this game, so...
Well,
I was just watching the score update and I just kept refreshing and it was like, another try.
I've never really, like, to be honest, I've never really noticed too much about Dominic Young to make an opinion, but he actually played really well as well.
I've seen him have some shockers and I've seen him have some really good games.
That's exactly right. I'm on the fence because I'm like, I don't know if I can trust you from past. But anyway, he played really
I read
well.
something about him the other day that he was like playing in Fiji or
Oh
something.
my God, I think I saw that too on
Yeah,
Instagram.
and they like brought him over and he was like sleeping on one of the coaches or
In a car or
players-
something?
No, in their like granny flat or something for a few weeks, or like on a mattress on the floor or something like that. So good on him for coming over and like making it.
Well, he ripped. He got a meaty. The one thing I will say about this is both our boys, Dane Gagai and Ken Mamalo, both was in our penthouse. So we love to see that.
Yeah.
I'm just interested to see. I'm pretty sure Knights play Penrith this week. We will get that in a minute. But I'm pretty sure. It'll be interesting to see how they go now that Ponga's back, and if they can roll on this good form. Like they thrashed us in round 1, which we won't talk about.
But like that's still like, and that's the thing, they got that score without Ponga.
Exactly. So imagine if Cleary's back too.
But even like in the game when they beat us, everyone like, you know, Ponga didn't do that much. Maybe it's like,
Ponga did fuck all.
yeah, maybe he's just sort of like building a new role where he's not doesn't it's
Need
not
to
just-
be as relied on.
Yeah, it's not like just throw the ball to Ponga. Like they're getting better at other things without having to rely on
Because
him.
that
Like, and then that way when he comes in, his talent will just be used as like an extra, not like
Yeah.
you need to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what I kind of feel like Manly have been trying to do with Turbo.
Yeah.
Whereas Manly do actually have so many good
I think
players.
the thing is that happened last year. Yes, they lost like the first 4 rounds or by a lot, but they played those first 4 or so rounds without Tommy. So at least it made them have to learn how to play together. And then he came in and it was like, oh, now we're just playing how we were, but we've got this throbber up the back.
Yeah.
But now it's like they've reversed it.
Because
Like,
now we've all figured it out.
now they're just like, actually, no, let's just give it to Tommy.
No, we've figured it out. We'll jam you all day, bruh.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, well, I was probably at the Cambridge at this stage, so who knows? I was, like I said, 63 Steel Cities deep. I had the Dogs.
I did watch this. It was actually, like, you know what? The Dogs were pretty unlucky. Like, they actually played really well. Broncos were just too good. Herbie Farmworth was a freak during the game. And, yeah, Adam Reynolds coming back into the side. That was his first week with the Broncos. Came and organised
his
it
bloody
so well.
pass from dummy half through the legs? Who was that to?
Yeah, it was out to...
That name will escape me. But that was...
to Stags.
Yeah, Katoni, that's right. Hot boy through the legs, which is the hottest.
It was actually so good to watch.
was
It tricked everyone, as it would.
And it was just it was forward. Is that why it got called back? Or?
Yeah, they called it forward, I think, which is just unlucky.
forward through the legs makes no sense, but that was unlucky. But well, again, I didn't watch it, so I'm not going to make too many comments. But Broncos again off to a good start.
Yep.
I don't think that's bad from the Dogs, but
No,
like, it
I thought
wasn't
the Dogs played well.
wasn't a blowout.
No. Matt Burton had a blinder.
Fuck, he is hot.
He's so hot.
He's hot, and yeah, I don't know if depending on how this Knights Panthers game goes, it'll be an indication of whether he's missed at Penrith. But yeah. Anyway, that was the week that was round 2. So if you checked out our Instagram page, which is at Fun Fresh and Footy podcast, I'm pretty sure. I'll put it in the note. It's in the notes. I'll put it on the YouTube. We do our Weps of the week, which are just mine and Peter's weapons of the week, but we've shortened it to Wep because we can and we want to. And
also we just miss when back in the day everyone used to say Wep.
exactly. I don't think I did, but I jumped on board. I definitely.
It was a big thing at my primary school.
If Peter's doing it, I'm doing it, and now as a collective we are. So our Wep of the week in the NRLW was Jamie Chapman. 2 tries, 139 running metres, 28 PCMs, 9 tackle breaks, 1 line break, 10 tackles, and 3 one-on-one strips, which is fantastic. Good work, Jamie.
Wild.
And Pete, can you read that?
Yep, and the Web of the Week for the men's was Dane Gagai. He scored 1 try assist, 160 running metres, 43 PCMs, 11
Tackle
breaks, 1 line break,
1 offload,
1 offload, 15 tackles, and
5 one-on-one steals.
1-on-1 steals or 1-on-1 tackles?
No, I'm pretty sure they're 1-on-1 steals.
Surely not 5.
Yeah, he scored off 2 of them. Or he scored off 1 of them.
Wild. I didn't see that, but that is wild.
If that's the incorrect thing, then I've been doing this fucking stats thing wrong the whole time.
Yeah, right.
1-on-1 steals.
5 seems like a lot.
We need to...
We'll work that out.
Well, they did play the Tigers.
That's true.
So that brings us to our Chix Leaderboard. So that's very small for everyone. Yeah. So after round 2, we have a new podium. NRL Bell on a total of 10. Liz K, the snitch, equal first technically on 10, margin differential. And then Sian Sis has dropped now to 3rd on 9 points. So, Peter, you're actually coming 4th, which is nice.
On equal points with 3rd, just Margie margins.
We've got the same Margie margins again. I'm coming 2nd last for anyone that cares. Also, Peter, change your name on that. It's so boring. Have a fun name like everyone else.
Sian's is her name.
Oh, well, I'll be having a yarn to her as well.
I don't know how to change it.
Oh, God. All right.
Nah, come on. Nah.
Thank you, Rihanna. Even at this time of the night, you sing for us. We appreciate it each and every week. Alrighty, we've got our Star and Marge, guys. So we name one Star, one Marge. You know the drill. Petey, who was your Star for the week?
My Star for the week, even though he wasn't the Weap of the week, my Star for the week was Teddy, just for bouncing back, having a GOAT game. Like, we knew he wouldn't...
The GOAT of men.
Yeah. We knew, he last week wasn't his best game. He still played well, but for him wasn't his best, and he just bounced straight back into the Teddy we all know and love this week, and he was a star for it.
Can I say one thing? And I wish I made this my Star now. James Tedesco's beard.
Oh, yeah.
That was hot.
Mum was like, he looks different. I was like, it's the beard. It's longer. And she's like, I don't think that's it. I was like, it is.
It's the beard.
And then a bit later she goes, oh, I think it was the beard.
It was the beard. Of course it was the beard. That was the only thing I was looking at on Friday night. Oh, yeah, he's so hot. And like you said, bouncing back from the shocker that was round 1 and just had a little bit of a hand in everything, back to the old Teddy with a beard. Fucking hell, that is a star move.
Yeah.
I'm giving my star to my Sunday afternoon with Annabelle. Yeah. I actually had one of the great recent Sunday afternoons of my life, and I probably should have actually given it to Steel City and the Sunnyside for $6 beers, because they obviously helped the afternoon be better than what I had originally had planned. But
look, it must have been good because you were still yarning at 4 o'clock apparently at my house. I didn't even hear you come in.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that. If we have time for one quick story.
Yeah, let's go.
So I left I don't think it was at 4, but I left the Cambridge around.
No, that's what time you guys stopped here.
Yeah, so I left the Cambridge around 11, probably when I got off the phone to Peter, because I was like, fuck this. Anyway, I had a yarn to her housemate, great mate Dave. I said, what are you doing? And I don't know where he was, but he's like, come round for a beer and a yarn. I was like, yep, whatever. So I got a cab to your place. Anyway, I'm the same yarn that I've spun to you on the phone for fucking half an hour. I've regurgitated to the poor taxi driver as well. He's probably thinking, get out. Anyway, I forgot that it was a taxi and that you have to pay like when you get there. So I'm like sitting there, like we're both like staring at each other. It's like, are you going to pay? And I'm like, oh, forget about this. Anyway, I know where Peter's spare key is. I won't allude you to where it is, but I know where it is. But I thought, no, I'm not going to wake the household up because it is midnight and it's a Sunday and people need to get up and go to work. So anyway, I come around the back and not only I think to myself, I'm like, Peter used to always squeeze through Frankie, her little dog's doggy door. I said, I'll just let myself in through there. Before I even get to the doggy door, I trip over, I reckon, about 3 months worth of bottles and like boxes of Return and Earn.
The Return and Earn is very overdue.
These huge Return and Earn like boxes. I literally trip over fucking all of them. I reckon I broke the whole of Bronco Road up. I fucking...
Except me.
I came straight down on my elbow. I literally cannot like fucking put any pressure on my elbow. It's so sore. I'm like, oh my God, I'm the clumsiest cunt ever. Anyway, when I finally like clean that mess up, I then go on to climbing through the doggy door. Anyway, I'm like, I must be like huge compared to Peter because I'm like, I have no idea how the fuck she squeezes through here. I'm like, I think I'm going to have to take my pants off to just get through. Next minute, Big P, Big Samoan P, comes racing into the kitchen with a like rugby trophy. And he's
like a ginormous trophy.
This huge trophy. And he's like staring at me. I don't know whether I'd gotten out of the doggy door or I was still in the doggy door, and then he sees me like helplessly laying there like, and he's like, oh my God, thank God it's just you. I was about to come out here and flog some motherfucker for breaking in.
The funniest thing was that, like, Crab tripping over the return and earn. Frankie has apparently been barking this whole time.
Oh, yeah.
I don't hear any of it. I'm still just sleeping. And then Pernell, like, shakes me, trying to wake me up to get me. He's like, at least just wake up so that if I die out there, you can call someone. And apparently I just, like, woke up. Like, I don't remember even waking up at all. And I was like, no. And just
Did you mention that you'd been tired all week? Like, fuck.
I was like, yeah, he's like, Pete, just wake up. Like, someone's, like, breaking into the house. I was like, no. And I just put my head back down. He was like, well, fuck yeah. I just, like, came at it. Anyway, it was all fine.
It was just me.
Yeah, I knew it would be. But, yeah, I did not wake up through any of that, so I must have been tired.
Well, to be honest, we were pretty quiet in the backyard, and yeah, it probably was about 4 that I was like, let's trundle on home.
Yeah, he said it was about 4 years finished. But then I, like, woke up in the morning, probably, like, had a bit of a sleep in, actually. It was like 8:30, I reckon I got up. Like, went down to the toilet, and then I went back through, and I was like, I feel like Dave had work today, which he normally leaves the house by like 6 o'clock for, and he was just like laying in bed, the door open. I was like, Dave, are you meant to be at work? And he's like, oh, fuck. Like, flipping around at like 8:30. He's like, yes.
I love a little late for work tiz. They're the best.
Anyway, so he's like flipping around, and
he flipped and flopped and he got his way there.
He got his way to work. I think he called work and they were like, it's fine, just make sure you bring scallops and coffees with you.
Oh my God. That's the way to anyone's heart.
Funnily enough, that happened again this morning. I had an alarm set for the gym and it was set to it's probably like 20 minutes after Pernell has to leave for work. And I woke up, I was like, I'll just check how long I've got until my alarm goes off for the gym. I think it's going to be ages because Pernell's still in bed next to me and it's like already the time Pernell has to leave for work. And I was like, oh, you were meant to be up. So I've just been going around waking people up this week.
Alarms, like, not going off or, like, you're accidentally turning them off and then, like, the tiz that happens, like, that is, like, anxiety at its worst. That is the Margiest of Marge moves.
Because you have to wake up and be a functioning human, like, so quickly. Because you're just there and then you look at it and you're like,
I know.
I don't have time. I don't have time to just stuff around here.
I don't have time for fucking this. I need to keep going.
Yeah, but then you end up like flapping and getting things done slower than what you normally would. Like if you just got up and were like, stay calm, go have you something to eat or like just quickly go back, pack your bag and go. But you're just like, and you start like, I'll be like pacing. I'll like walk to do one thing and I'm like, no, I should be doing this first. And then
I know you can't, you've got no fucking routine or order or whatever. I know once my boss rang me and this is at my current job and they're like, hey, just wondering you haven't turned up for your shift. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, I'm so sorry. I'm like, shit, sorry, I'll get up. And they're like, no, take your time. Like, just get here safely, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, got there in a tiz. The second time it happened, which I was woken up, someone, like Lil was like, Ash, you meant to, like, be at work. Anyway, I rang him and they did the same yarn, like, just get here when you can, like, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I fucking will. I got up, I had breakfast, and you know what? I thought to myself, if I woke up at 5:30 every day opposed to 4:30 every day, my day went so much better.
Yeah.
The day ran so much smoother, and I was like, you know what? If you can take anything from this whole segment, just take it easy, guys.
Yeah. And I think too, even if it is like sometimes it might only be 10 minutes more. Like say you normally get up at 4:30 and with an alarm, but say you just didn't have an alarm on and you naturally woke up at 4:50. 20 minutes extra, you still feel 1,000 times better because your body just woke up. It wasn't forced up.
Alarms, I don't know, whoever invented the alarm and everything it's about, I'm not a fan of. And the alarm sounds as well, like none of them are like sexy. Non-Stop by Drake is my alarm.
I don't even know what mine is. I think it's just like...
Yeah, see, that's terrifying. But when you hear... rolling down in my rapping at 4:30 in the morning, it's like, geez Louise.
Noel has quite a nice song. I forget what his is, but it's very like relaxing when you wake up.
I might figure out how to edit Non-Stop in, and that can be the end song for this, so you guys can hear my alarm. Should we do our Marges?
Yeah, it's taken a while.
You go.
My Marge was just how tired I am after going away this week. I've been so tired.
I think you're lacking something.
Yeah, I've been taking my iron, I've been taking my B12, but I think it's about time I go and have another blood test because...
I think it's time.
Yeah, I think so too.
If we're going to be accountable on this podcast, I think
yeah,
it's time.
I've been thinking that because I'm like, I just am getting so much more sleep than like enough. I'm getting enough sleep, I think.
Do you think you're footy training too much?
Nah, not really, eh? I reckon I think I probably fall asleep just a touch too late for the time I get up.
What time are we talking?
Go to sleep?
And wake. Give me both.
Like 10:30.
Ew, yuck.
And then depending on what work I've got, my schedule changes each time.
Yeah.
But getting up sometime between 5 and 6:30.
Look, I'm not a doctor. I reckon you just go for a Jenny Health check with
Yeah.
your doctor. We might even get another blood test. I'm no doctor. Please don't take any fucking medical advice from me. Let's just get your bloods checked.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and see my doctor and get a Jenny
I'm about
Health.
due for a blood test anyway. I'm supposed to get them
I
quite
fucking hate
regularly.
blood tests. I'll just wrap up mine. Mine's just the cost of living. I'm just so fucking over how much everything it is to cost.
And wages aren't going up.
Nah, nothing's going up except... No, sorry, everything's going up except my wage. And
Except wages.
Yeah, even my grocery shop, I am this fucking... I'm such a brand bitch. I love Woolworths. We've had the Woolworths Coles debate on here before, but I'm this fucking close to shopping at Aldi next week because... and no disrespect to Aldi whatsoever. I've had their food before. I didn't like their meat, and I'm a meat eater. But and I get anxiety going to different supermarkets. But fuck, even my groceries are costing so much. A carton of beer costs so much fucking money.
Yeah, everything is expensive.
Everything's expensive, and I'm fucking over it. All right, we've dribbled enough. We'll quickly go through our tips for the NRLW. So we've got Dragons versus Roosters on Saturday. Chooks for me too. That's at Jubilee Stadium. Titans versus Knights at Suncorp on Sunday.
I definitely want the Knights to win, but I think Titans will do it.
Yeah, I'm going to go Titans as well. Sorry, Bob. And Broncos versus Eels at Suncorp.
Still going to go with the Bronx.
I think I'm going to go the Eels because they fucking ripped last week and it was only really close between them and the Chooks. Alrighty, into the men's. We've got Thursday night, Dragons versus the Sharks.
Go on the Sharks.
We're both going the Sharks. We've obviously gone over at lengths why we're going for the Sharks.
Yes.
If you haven't, go back and re-listen to this episode. Friday night, first game, Tigers versus the Warriors.
Go on the Warriors.
Also go on the Warriors. Game of the round, 8 o'clock Friday. I'll be at fucking work. Rabbits versus the Roosters. Now, this will be phenomenal, I think, this game.
Yep. Obviously going the Roosters.
Yeah, we're both going the Chooks, but I think this will be an absolutely cracking game, especially Latrell, Manu back again.
Yeah.
And we haven't had the best luck with the Bunnies over the last couple of rounds, so yeah, I'm going to try and find a way that I can watch this or listen to it at least. Saturday, Super Saturday, we've got Panthers taking on the Knights.
I've gone the Panthers, but I actually think there's a very real possibility that the Knights can win this.
Yeah.
No To'o. Cleary's on the extended bench. Don't know whether he'll play.
Yeah,
I'm going the Panthers, though. I still think they're in good enough form to win. But, yeah, Knights will give them a red-hot crack.
Same. Considering Panthers have done so well without Cleary,
Yep.
it makes me more confident
I agree.
to take the Knights. However, as we touched on, the Knights have been red hot. So
Yep.
I'm thinking that'll be a pretty close one. Storm versus Eels.
I've gone the Storm.
I've also gone the Storm. Again, I think this is going to be another close one. Eels have been playing good footy, and now the disinclusion of Harry Grant.
Yeah, he's a big
loss. Raiders versus Titans.
I've gone the Titans.
Now, did we say before that Titans aren't the favourite?
Yeah, Raiders are the favourite. Apparently it's because Schneider's back, the half for Raiders, but I still think Titans will do it.
Yeah, we've both gone Titans.
And value there because they're not the favourite.
So, yeah, sneak peek for what's coming next.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, we've got the Broncos taking on the Cowboys, Queensland Derby.
I think this will be a good game, but I have gone Broncos. Cowboys obviously I didn't watch the game, but they obviously played well last week.
And
but
pumped, but
But Broncos have played 2 strong games to start with. I think I've got to go with them.
We're thinking 3 strong games in a row.
Yeah.
Well, we hope for tipping wise.
Yeah, I do hope.
And Manly versus the Bulldogs. Last game on Sunday afternoon. This is also our margin game for the 11 listeners that play along in our Chix tipping comp.
This is an icky one. I actually really want to go the Dogs, but I have gone Manly, only a margin of 6.
Yeah, I agree with Peter because I've been like frothing the Dogs really hard for the 2 games that they've played. And that was a very close one, but I think that this has to be Manly's like breakout game. Otherwise, they're in the bin for the rest of the year with me.
Yeah.
So I've gone Manly by 14. So we'll see how that goes with our fucking Marges. All right, last segment before we wrap it up. We've got our Penthouse Multi, baby. So last week we got 10 from 16, which is I think is the best.
That is a pretty good start.
I think that is the best result that we've actually ever had on this show.
Yeah, and it's only up from here.
So it's only it is only up. So we will have this posted on the page. But I'll rattle off who we've picked. We've actually pre-done it because we find that
we fluff around a fair bit when we're just doing it as we go.
We fluff too much. There's too much fluff in this show. We're defluffing. So Sharks 1-12 into Matt Ikavalu, anytime try scorer. Josh Curran, anytime try scorer. Warriors 1-12. Nat Butcher, anytime try scorer. Roosters head-to-head. Panthers 1-12 into Stephen Crichton, anytime try scorer. Storm 1-12 into Cam Munster, anytime try scorer. Titans head-to-head, that's a bit of value there for you, with Philip Sami, anytime try scorer. Broncos 1-12 into Herbie Farmworth, anytime try scorer. And for the game that we're very unsure about, we've got Turbo, Tom Trbojevic, anytime, and Josh Adokar, anytime.
I think it's about time both of those 2 step up and score some tries. So I think...
We need that because, Petey, do you want to tell the listeners what the value in on this one is?
It is worth for $1. I actually had a listener say that they didn't realise that the price we put up was for $1 and they just like chucked money on and they chucked $10 on and I was like,
whoa. Let's just for anyone that's new to this, we put $1 on this.
because we gamble responsibly. Everyone gamble responsibly.
Please.
Look, $10 isn't so bad, but we just put $1 because that is as responsible as it gets. Anyway, for $1 this week, you can get $2 million, 73,957 and 53 cents.
Holy guacamole! Holy.
Holy all
That might have worked out all right. So jump on that. I'll pop that up on the page. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks to everyone that's been sharing it on their stories as well as it pops up on Instagram. We're trying to spread, so that'd be great if you could do that. That's us for another week. Up the chooks. Stay hot, not sober.
Hooroo.
Bye, guys.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind.
No, it's the fridge.
Oh. I think I finished on. Is that right?